Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone's doing well. We will have a show, but when this video comes out, it should be Wednesday, November 13th. We will have a show that night at around 7:15. Please tune in if you get a chance to. We'll be covering, me and my brothers and I will be covering the Yasha Khadi video in depth, as well as the things going on with Muzam Sharif. And here at R2F, right, we are Return to Fitra, and our goal is to help combat spiritual abuse in all of its forms. And this video I'm covering today is the comments, some of the comments that I've seen on Jaffer's video, my brother Jaffer, who put up the video addressing the things that Asher Hadi missed, and some comments that I've seen just on other videos regarding Wizam Sharif or people speaking out against Wizam Sharif, as I'm sure many of you have seen. And again, our main focus is to combat spiritual abuse in its forms and help people escape from these Muslim cults and Sufi tariqas and any other cockamamie random things that they may fall into that's taking them from the fitra of Islam. All right, so that's ultimately our goal. And the first thing first is whenever someone uh takes aim at these issues that plague the ummah, these issues that happen in the ummah, naturally we're going to look to discredit someone. Discredit, especially if it's someone that people like. If it's someone's favorite shuyuk, online shuyuk, if it's someone's favorite Qari, whatever figure, whatever rank they may hold in the Muslim world, it's always okay, well, you are just here to cause fitna. You are just here to cause a diversion. You are being this, that, and the third. Oh, you are a Khawariji, a modern day Khawariji. No, no one's that. Oh, you're a Wahhabi, you're a Salafi. All these names. No. Um, the thing is, uh, the goal is for us at least, right? Because we have been doing this for a long time, and people are gonna say, "Oh, you guys are chasing clout." Situation pop up, and now you want to talk about so and so when you haven't mentioned so and so brother Falan at any times prior to this. And the thing is, right? Yes, that is true. But if you go and scour through our channels, we've had multiple channels. One of them got deleted. So we have been doing this for a long time. It's not about the clout. It's not about the clickbait. It's not about the view count. None of that really matters to us. All right. If we have one viewer, 0 viewers, 100 viewers, the content still gets produced. We still put it out. We may not be as active as we would otherwise like to be, but that's just life. You don't always have the time to do all the things that you want to do in life. But we're still putting the work behind the scenes, behind closed doors. We're still trying to help folks escape from these spiritually abusive situations, right? And I'm someone who I studied for a long time, right, to get my degrees in psychology and to understand the human psyche. I've taken all these classes and read all these peer-reviewed articles and all these these surveys, and I've even worked for a psych department. I've done all the things that I would need to do, made surveys for people to fill out and collect the data, use the stats, all of that, right? So the first thing first is folks try to discredit you prior, because they just assume that, hey, if doctor isn't in your name, you're probably not qualified to speak on whatever's going on, which is not true. You don't have to have a doctorate to speak on an issue, especially when an issue is out there, right? It's not something that is hidden, right? It's not something that we are speculating on what could happen. This is what's being alleged to him, and we didn't even cover that, but we should cover that, inshallah, at the time it comes out. It should be around 7:15 p.m. Eastern. So if you have time to tune in, please tune in. We'll go more in depth. So the thing is, one of the traits of spiritual abuse and people who are manipulated, and they don't even know it, and they don't even know how they're contributing to protecting these people who are spiritual abusers, is they will question the validity and the reasoning or rationale behind someone doing something. Or what I've seen in Muslim circles is eh, a lot of people, all right, they will tell you, hey, you are you are looking to expose the sins of your Muslim brother or sister, and what you should be doing is you're supposed to make 70 70 excuses for your brother and sister, right? This is something that people quote. I don't know where people got this from. I don't know. I don't know who told them this, where it started, but this is not hadith. This is this is this is a fabrication. This is something that's made up. If you can find me a source for this in the site Sita, Bukhari, Muslims, Nisa, Tirmidhi, Sunan Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah. If you can find this, make 7 excuses for your brother before exposing them or whatever. If you can find that for me, please do. I would love to read it. Right, find me an authentic source that has an authentic isnad that changed back to this, that, and third. Right, I would love to read it because I haven't found it. Right, and one of the things that happens commonly is people have made these religious figures invaluable. Right, they are above reproach. They are above sin. They can do no wrong, and you, by exposing them or bringing allegations against them, it is somehow hurting the ummah. It's hurting the image of the ummah. That's the perceived notion of the ummah and how Islam is viewed, right? And I pose this question, right? Just I'm thinking about right now. Would you rather someone watch this video as a Muslim? Would you rather be portrayed as a terrorist or someone who is gay? As a Muslim, just hey, listen, because as we see, whenever they have Muslims in any sort of cinema, film, TV, show, whatever, right? It is either a jihadi terrorist person who is trying to be the savage brute who just, in the eyes of Hollywood and movie directors, we go and kill Muslim, we go and well, that too, but we go and kill these innocent, pure white kids and ladies and men, and we're just these savage terrorists. Or it's well, I'm a Muslim and I'm repressed, and I'm oppressed and I'm gay. So would you rather be perceived as a terrorist or someone who is gay, right? And the point of me saying this is that, why do you care how you're perceived by the outside world? What's wrong is what's wrong, and you have to deal with what's wrong internally. You have to deal with what's wrong just outright. It's not something that, oh well, we're going to see an evil and acknowledge it happens and try to sweep it under the rug and say that the people who are speaking out are causing fitna. Hey, you brother Fulan, sister Fulana, you by speaking out, you are exposing this person's sins, because how could you do such a thing? And you are causing problems in the ummah, right? This is this is a form of spiritual abuse, because there are things that can happen to you, right? And we have a whole rule set in Islam. We have a whole Sharia law, and people, even in Jaffar's most recent video, which wasn't that scathing, that like you know attacking the Yasha Khadi, it's just more of an overall view of how this can lead to spiritual abuse and how things can be misinterpreted from what he said. And so when you really sit down to think about it, right? When people come forward and they have worked the courage up to express themselves and tell their story of what happened, people try to invalidate their experiences and tell them that it's their own fault and make them feel worse about their lives or themselves for speaking out against this person, because this person's done so much good. How could you? Listen, there are things that you can go through in life, and it will take you forever to acknowledge what happened to you, to admit that, hey, this was terrible. And when you take the time, right, you have prayed upon it, you've thought about it, you've contemplated, you may have even sought the help of one of your companions, and you finally get the courage to say, hey, this is what happened to me. I was abused, spiritually abused, in whatever way, shape, or form. And you do this, and people look at you like you're crazy. And I'm someone who has experienced a cult group, a Sufi tariqa, as you want to call it, but whatever, where these people were totally misguided off the rocker, right? They didn't have much to really stand on, right? And their entirety of themselves was tied to, hey, this person, our leader, what is infallible. This person is a spark of light from God Himself. Right? This is our leader. He is suffering for our sins and all the stuff of that nature. Right? It sounds like Christianity, but this was a Sufi group in Islam. Right? This Sufi group of Islam that I grew up in, was a part of. And when you start to learn your religion and you start to talk about the things that transpired, it's like, hey, well, you know, this person, this Sufi leader, he did this, that, and the third. And the comments you would see is similar to the comments that you would see for issues that happen in Islam. All right, it's you're exposing our sins. You are doing X, Y, and Z. Listen, people, when sins come out, right, that aren't exposed, it's not like, and this is probably a different video for a different day, but there are people out there who will publicly post their sins online, right? They will it will be some Muslim guy, and he'll post himself at a restaurant, drinking alcohol, having non-halal meat, listening to music, um, posting the music inside of his story. He'll have a girlfriend, and all of this will be online publicly. Which exposing your sins is one of the biggest sins you can do. It's one of the major sins of Islam, because you're not only exposing what Allah has concealed, right? Which is just ignorant of you. I don't know why you do that in the first place. But also, you are calling others to this lifestyle. You're encouraging them to, hey, brother Fulana is he's at this nice restaurant. He's having alcohol. He's having a seemingly good time, and he's listening to music, and he has a girlfriend. I want that too. Don't don't do this, which is a totally different story for a different day. But people often misconstrue the line between um, exposing others for the good of the ummah and staying silent. Because if I saw someone, right, and this person was, by all accounts, hey, this person is known to be this pious person who's a hafiz of Quran. They do all this good in the ummah, right? But one day, I see him murder somebody. I see him just go out and stab somebody in the neck. The person bleeds out and dies. I don't say a damn thing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna. Maybe the brother had a reason to do it. Maybe it was a killer moves in the situation. What do I know? And then, you know, a week goes by, and they report on the news. So and so's dead. We're looking for some suspects. Oh, okay, whatever. It was a thing. I don't care about it. Right? And then a week goes by, and I'm driving by. I see that brother, and I see him walking. He has on his freaking coat, and he goes, "That's someone else." I'm like, okay, that's crazy. How long am I, as a Muslim, and this person is a Muslim as well, how long am I supposed to allow this person? And this is a question for people who made this video: is how long am I supposed to allow this person to go on killing people before I go either one, seek the authorities, two, tell someone else, or three, confront myself, right? Because listen, if this person I done seen catch two bodies, he done killed someone in 2 weeks straight. He didn't kill somebody, right? I'm not going to him saying, "Hey, listen, bro, Akhi, brother, I done seen you kill 2 people in a row. Stop this. I'm next. I'm next in line. I'm packed up. That's the end of me. I got stabbed because oh boy, take the dagger here and stab somebody, and stab me next. No, no, no. I will report you to the authorities." And some people, right? Because I'm saying murder because obviously the charges against this brother Sharif, are different than this. But people are like, why'd you expose so and so for being a murderer? Yeah, how could you do this? Like, you don't know he was a murderer. The report says he was a murderer. Now, the report may not be accurate, cool, but these things don't come out like this, all right, and it's just totally baseless. Like, that would be insane for someone to just completely fabricate these reports, these scenarios, right? And obviously, Allah knows best, but we have in the Muslim community, we have to be okay with admitting that yes, we as a Muslim community are not perfect. Our religion is Islam, perfect. There is no faults in Islam. Love your religion, all right. Yasser Khadi, who we referenced previously, and Jaffer even mentioned in the video as well, because again, it wasn't an attack on Yasser Khadi. It's not. It's never an attack on any of these scholars. Um, every single scholar has, and these popular scholars, they have their benefits, right? And just like me, just like you, they have their faults. They're not infallible, right? No one's above reproach, right? The Sahabas, right, were the greatest Muslims ever. They did things that they regretted, that they were wrong on, and they got told about, hey, don't do this, all right? When Khalid ibn Walid, sure, he was a new Muslim, and he is the whole Sabatna thing, and he goes and kills them, and Abdurrahman ibn Auf is like, you killed them, they were Muslim, how could you? And he's like, hey, I did this for you. Like, no, you didn't. And Abdurrahman ibn Auf didn't say, oh well, Khalid killed these people, and I'm gonna cover him up and not say what he did. No, Abdurrahman ibn Auf went right back to Prophet Muhammad and said, hey, listen, Khalid, we did this, that, and third. He was killing them out. They were Muslim. They were surrendering to him. He killed them out. He killed them all. This is what happened. Abdurrahman didn't say, oh well, not gonna expose Khalid's sins. Just not something I should do. That's not what happened. So we have to again, like, we're so worried about our image and how we're viewed by the world. When something happens that could damage our image, it's more apropos and more commonplace in the Muslim circles to just, hey, hush hush, shh, don't talk about it at all. And we need to free ourselves from this and not discourage people from being able to speak out and not say, hey, these things happen to me. Yes, you will have some instances, right, where people lie and a person gets dragged through the mud because of this, right? But it's a person having an allegation against someone doesn't mean that they're guilty. We're not going to assume that they're guilty at all. But the thing is, right, you can't dismiss every allegation that comes up, right? And when things happen, right, you have to give it its due diligence and things of that nature. And lastly, what I will say is, people, and this is gonna shock you maybe because you didn't know this, but we do not live, especially people in America, right? We do not live in a country that is governed by Sharia law. So you can't enforce Sharia law for things that happen in a foreign land. We're not allowed to practice Sharia law in America. So, it sounds, oh, well, in accordance to Islam and Sharia law, it's supposed to be handled this way, that way. Yes, that is 100% true. Yes, in Sharia law, we should do this, but we're not allowed to do this. We're not allowed to do this in the country that we live in, because if that's the case, when people commit adultery, just like how we have folks come up to Friday prayer for a Jummah, right, at the masajid, we're gonna have, hey, listen, we're gonna have stoning Ahmed day or stoning Fulan day, and we're all gonna come together with our stone to stone him to death. This is not how it's not how it works here, because we don't live in a country that's governed by these rules. All right. So I hope people understand this. Try not to discourage others when they have the courage to speak out, and when someone calls out your favorite shuyukh or points out, hey, listen, they made a mistake. This is wrong for them to do. They shouldn't have done it. Accept it as such. All right. Your sheikh, as beneficial as they may be in your life, to your family, to yourself, and to others in the world, it does not mean that they are now above reproach. They can't be rebuked. They're not perfect. All right. No one is infallible. All right. We don't believe in the 12 infallible imams. It's not what we believe in. We believe that everyone's a human and they make mistakes, and they learn from the mistakes, and inshallah we all grow and become better Muslims for this. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.